So the next speaker is gonna talk exactly about this issue. How we should build the next generation of Lightning wallets in order for them to be easy and more user-friendly for non-Bitcoiners. So please, we have on stage our next speaker already, Andrei Ivanitskii. Thank you so much for being here. Lipa, check your mic.
One.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Andrei, and I'm working at Lipa. And at Lipa, one of our products is that we're building a Lightning wallet. And we don't want to build just another wallet, just another Lightning wallet. We want to build something new. And this presentation, I try to lay out some ideas. I kind of sum it up. So the ideas are from the work I do at Lipa and from the discussions we have with my colleagues. But the opinions are mine, and they are not necessarily shared with the company vision. So that's kind of the disclaimer. Okay. So we'll have two parts. So first, short introduction. Then I want to kind of speculate what's the next generation would look like, and what's important part of this. And I would argue that terminology we use in the wallet and how we talk about the wallets, it matters a lot. But first, a very short warm-up after the break. So who knows what Lightning Network is? Like without technical details, but like general ideas. What's the difference between the base layer? Raise your hand. Okay, a lot. Makes sense. It's a Lightning Summit. Okay, another question. No, it's not. I don't need to use a keyboard. That's fine. Yeah. So, who has a Lightning wallet installed on the smartphone? Yeah, many people. Who has Phoenix wallet installed? Breeze, Lipa, nice. Eclair wallet, if anyone remembers. Atomic. It's a provocative question. It's a wallet for altcoins, so you shouldn't have it. Okay, another question. What is TLS? What it stands for? What's used for? Who knows? Jesus, very close. Not very few people. We'll come back to this later. Okay, so short introduction. So here we're talking about daily spending Lightning wallets or daily spending wallets. Why it matters? Because actually many people have smartphones, but not everyone have laptops. For example, at the Global South. Even we, in Europe or in America, we have access, but we don't use it like easy as smartphones. And if we're talking about like wallet what you want to use to pay in a store, that's a wallet we have in our pocket. Smartphone we have in our pocket, so it makes total sense to have a Lightning wallet on a smartphone. So what is a Lightning network? Like what we would need to care? So it's a peer-to-peer network. And peer is a node running on a VPS or a device. And in order for build a network, there is channels between nodes. So what we need to kind of pay attention to here that because of some Lightning network specific, there are problems like liquidity problem. That if you want to join a network, you need to open a channel. That when you open a channel, you can spend Satoshis, but you cannot receive. That's called liquidity problem. And the second problem that in order for nodes to send a payment, they need to be both online because they exchange messages, which is not the case for on-chain receive, for example. So, and of course, all Lightning wallets have to address this somehow. Okay, so let's talk about next generation wallet, what it would be. But before that, let's honestly talk about the most successful Lightning wallets. What are they? Any ideas? So far, the most successful Lightning wallet. Yeah, exactly. Wallet of Satoshi. That's the most successful wallet. And maybe Moon, also quite good. Not custodial, but the model is different. And it's a bit humiliating that the most successful Lightning wallets are not Lightning wallets. But they are got onto something, since they are. So why they are the most successful? Because they simply have the best UX to send and receive Lightning payments. They have no liquidity problems. You can join, you can receive 1 Satoshi, you can send 1 Satoshi, there is no problems. You can receive asynchronously. You can be offline, you can turn off your phone, but you still can receive. And you can easily back up and recover. And like saying that they are not Lightning wallets is the same as saying like Revolut is not a bank. Revolut is a very popular money app in Europe, like Cash App in the US. And I use Revolut. And maybe it's not a bank, but I don't care. I use it as a bank and even more. It works better than a bank for me. So it's not really kind of an argument. So I guess we should learn something from Wallet of Satoshi. And what we can learn is that people actually, they don't like the Lightning Network. They don't want the Lightning Network. They like properties of the Lightning Network, such as instant, cheap, private transactions. So for that, if we want to build a good wallet or successful wallet, we need to deliver this property. And it's not necessarily should be Lightning Network. We can use it we can implement it using just normal Lightning Network wallet, implementing Lightning Network wallet. Or, for example, what Aqua Wallet does, they do swaps, on submarine swaps when you send or receive. That's perfectly fine. Or maybe we can think about some hybrid approach where we can merge liquid, Lightning Network, liquid, Fedimin, Cashew, you name it. So, my idea is that the next generation of Lightning wallets should be just wallets. So it should be just a wallet. We shouldn't think about this like a Lightning wallet. It's a wallet which works fast, easy, with a nice UX. And onboarding on such wallet should be very simple. And actually, like, there should be no onboarding, nothing special we should do in order to onboard the user on such a wallet. We just like if you're using Revolut or Cash App, you will have top-up methods, right? Then you should be able to top up from another Bitcoin or Lightning wallet, on-chain wallet. You don't care. You should be able just to top up, or using fiat currencies, right? If you're not a Bitcoiner and you don't have Satoshis yet, well, you can just convert your fiat currencies, or you can receive on a Lightning address. So you just get your Lightning address, you receive, and you're good to go. Okay, so what would be requirements for such a wallet? So the first such wallet should abstract away Lightning Network details. So it should hide inside all these technical implementation things, all these details, differences between on-chain and off-chain things. Abstract it away, or if it's like not fully possible, it should translate in some manageable and comprehensible concepts for users. And of course, it should handle on-chain funds, like it should be able to send on-chain, receive on-chain. If there is a channel close or something, it should manage it somehow without exposing users to all these sneaky details. And implement asynchronous payments. So the later two quite challenges, but there are some work towards this. Asynchronous payments, we already mentioned it today. And I want to talk a bit more about the first thing, how to abstract away Lightning Network details. Why do we do this? Such that we can, finally we can target people with such a wallet, like normal people, normies, such that people can use wallets without really knowing what's under the hood. They know that it's Bitcoin, it's safe, it's secure, it's non-custodial. But if it's used if Lightning Network is used or not, it's a detail they would not know. And the question I asked about TLC. TLC stands for Transport Layer Security. It's a protocol used when you browse online. It's a protocol used to establish online safe, secure connection between the server and your client. I think it's a good example of a technology which is pretty complex, and very few people really understand what's happening there. But the UX is done in a way that every time we surf online, we use this protocol, and we use it securely and safely, because the UX is done right. This technology is just a small brick which is used. So I would argue the same with the Lightning Network. We can abstract it away in a way that we don't need, the users would not even kind of know about these details. Like, yeah, it's something about Bitcoin, but I don't know exactly what it is. And it should be fine. Okay. Yeah, so it's very easy to say, but not easy to done. So, we should talk about like words we use in our wallet, and even when we are talking about wallets. So, terminology. And here I want to present two ideas, two kind of terms which would make this better. So, the first thing, balance. Like every wallet has a balance. And for example, there is a great wallet, Mutiny. And they, in the UI, display Lightning and on-chain balance. And it makes sense because, well, when you have a Lightning wallet, you probably can end up with an on-chain balance. And the wallet displays this nicely, so it's very transparent. I mean, I see how many Satoshis I have on-chain, off-chain. It's good, but when we display it this way, we definitely reveal the fact about on-chain and off-chain nature of the Lightning Network, which should be hidden from the user, I would argue. So the first idea is pretty simple. It's just unify the balance. So the user should be present with one balance. It might look like this, right? So just one number. That's much easier to reason about. And all the details, if I can send on Lightning or if I can send on chain, should be hidden from the user and handled by the wallet. There are, of course, UX challenges. If you got on a chain, channel close, how would you lift balance back to the Lightning? There are still questions. But the end goal, I believe, should be that we should display just one balance, just one number. Okay. The second, that was an easy one. The second, it's more challenging, channels. Lightning Network consists of channels, and we need channels in order to communicate with the Lightning Network. And seems like it's not a very good abstraction. And if you open a Phoenix wallet FAQ page or Blockstream Green wallet FAQ page about the Lightning Network, they have a lot of questions. What's minimum receiving amount, what's inbound liquidity, how it's calculated, why sometimes when I receive something the fee is very high, sometimes not. So it's very confusing. And Ben Carman summarized, I think, pretty well that these solutions, just-in-time liquidity, abstract some of it away, but not enough. And we often get support questions confused on why some payments have fees and others do not. And the fact is, channel liquidity is not a usable UX for most end users. And I would mostly agree with Ben Carman here, but I still believe we can do much better. So let's have a look at the channel, what the channel is. And if you kind of dig deep enough into the Lightning Network, you would learn that a Lightning Network channel is a smart contract. It's a smart contract, it's an on-chain transaction, and with some conditions, so it's a smart contract. And the thing is, it's a contract. And if it's a contract, we can think about this as a contract. If we narrow a bit more for the use case of mobile wallets, which normally are not like normal nodes, they use LSP, Lightning Service Providers, then this contract we can even be more specific, saying that it would be a liquidity rental contract. So Lightning channel would be just a liquidity rental contract. It's a contract with a LSP which provides you liquidity. And if we kind of switch our thinking from thinking about a channel, like something technical, to contract, then immediately in our brains would pop up things like, if it's a contract, then every contract has TNC, terms and conditions, right? such that if it's a financial contract, it would be amount associated with the contract, duration, like it's 1 month or entire life, and what kind of services we get with this contract. And yeah, we can very easily draw analogies with, for example, credit card. If you have a credit card, there is an amount you can spend, 1,000 euro, for example, credit card limit. You have a duration, like, for example, for 1 year. Every 1 year you have to pay yearly fees. And what kind of services you get? You get loan, right? So you can spend money you don't have. And we have many contracts, and we find to deal with them, like SIM contracts, internet providers, Spotify, and so on. And when we're talking about contracts, it's fine for us to think that I can open a contract or sign a contract. I can close a contract. If I can renew a contract, right? If I have a contract and I still like it, some services allows me to renew the contract or close the contract prematurely if I, for example, due to an error. So the idea would be, the second idea would be to think about channels, not as channels, but actually what it is, like more the essence, it's liquidity contracts. And right away, the third idea would be to handle them explicitly. Not necessarily in the UI, but kind of in the way you build a wallet or you think about the wallet. You handle them explicitly. Let me show you an example where such contracts are displayed very explicitly. How would the transaction history would look like? The time goes from bottom from top to down. So imagine that's my transaction history. I have some activities and balance and costs associated with that. So I have zero balance. I do exchange 30 euros and I get 20,000 satoshis. And what my balance becomes? Well, 20,000 makes sense, right? Because, well, I just got 20,000 satoshis. But in order to accommodate this payment, the wallet might open for me a liquidity contract. It would cost me 3,000 satoshis. And it would be deducted from my balance, and my balance becomes 70,000. And as you can see, if we just look at these two transactions, it makes perfect sense what we pay for, right? It's very explicit. So there is no like sometimes you receive and fees are higher, sometimes lower. No, it's very explicit and simple. Then I can have some transaction, buy pizza. Then my liquidity contract can expire. And what happened under the hood? Probably the channel got closed. But we don't need to expose a user to this. We still can display that the balance stays the same, right? Satoshis didn't escape anywhere. So in order to use the wallet, I probably should open another contract. So I open another contract. This time it costs me 5,000 satoshis. It's deducted from my balance, right? Makes sense. I use it to buy another pizza. And this time I'm a bit smarter. And before the contract expires, I want to renew it. And I pay some fees to renew the contract because I have a contract, right? That's a concept present in the wallet. So I have this concept in my mind. So again, it's deducted from my balance. I can use my funds. And then liquidity contract can be closed prematurely, like due to an error. It's a very nasty thing, but at least it's better to display it like this than like, yeah, your funds disappeared. No, they're still here. Your channel got closed because an error in the Lightning Network or something. Well, it's not that bad because my funds are still here. Well, we know that they're actually on chain, but for the user, it doesn't matter. And let's say the user decided to transfer to the vault, and now the balance is zero. So I think it's a very good example showing how if we think about channels as a contract, then we can nicely reason about them and present to the users with way more understandable and manageable concepts. So I believe these ideas would enable even more. Like if the wallet implementation decides to manage liquidity contracts explicitly, then you should be able to view such transactions, such that like you can see the past, how much money you spent basically on the wallet, how much you spent on like spending on using the wallet, or if you can view current open contracts, you can view kind of how much you can send, how much you can receive, right? Kind of your possibilities. Or we can even think about some contract management tools, such that people or users can think in advance. Like if I'm about to receive a lot of money, for example, donations, and I can open a contract before that because I know that I have it. Right? I can manage this as a user without knowing the Lightning Network. And yeah, it can enable idea of having multiple different providers, maybe even at the same time, from different, what we call LSPs, like Breeze or Synonym. Yeah, and if it's a contract, then it can be very different business model can be applied. For example, it can be one-time purchase, so you pay once and you have the contract, so you have your service. Or it can be a subscription, like Spotify. Every month you pay $10 or something, and you got your service. Or if it's like a balanced thing, we can think about like percentage of the balance, right? I have money up. The more money I have on the app, more fees I pay. Why not? It might make sense. Or it can be even as an additional service, so I would not pay explicitly for this, but if, for example, internet provider may give me some contracts, so basically, right, liquidity, or insurance company, like offering it as a feature. So that's pretty much. So to summarize what I said, that the next generation wallet, in order to build the next generation wallet, we should build what people value, and they value properties of the Lightning Network, not necessarily the Lightning Network itself. And we should deliver these properties in such a wallet. And in order to abstract away the technical details of the Lightning Network, we can use these ideas, like unify the balance to display one balance to the user, and think about channels as liquidity contracts, and handle them explicitly, at least when we're talking about the wallets and we're developing the wallets. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hey, so we have 5 minutes still in case someone wants to ask some questions. Don't be shy. Okay, then. I think you're good. Thank you so much. Oh, there is a question there. Okay, stay.
You know, it does make things more explicit, but the concept of liquidity is still kind of a foreign concept to users, I think. And I don't know if it really abstracts that away. I don't know if you just want to talk to that.
Yeah, I agree. It's not necessarily abstracts or abstracts is the way. The example I showed, it's more like it translates the concepts of the Lightning Network in something more manageable by normal people who are not like technical and who are not familiar with the Lightning Network. I think it's a way to go forward, but it's not the only way. If, for example, you want to build a wallet where you charge your users for the balance they have, then in theory, you can hide away entirely the liquidity problem. So you open the channels for them, you pay for them, but then you charge every month or every day for them for the balance they have.
Another question? Someone? No one? Thank you so much. Thank you. Big applause. Thank you.